48 hours left. This is your final chance to unlock a miracle of money. Archangel Michael says, do not skip this. Open now or miss everything. This is a very important message for you today. Do not ignore it. Pay attention to this message. If you believe in God, type Amen. There are moments in life that don't come twice. Moments that look ordinary on the surface but are laced with divine intention beneath. This is one of those moments. This message isn't just words, it's a spiritual appointment. And if you're reading this, heaven has already aligned your heart to receive what's coming. The countdown has begun. 48 hours left to unlock what your spirit has silently longed for, divine provision. God says, you've waited. You've sacrificed. You've given when you barely had enough. You've honored me even when you were unsure how things would work out. And now, I am sending answers. Not in small measures, but in miraculous overflow. This is not about greed. This is about grace. Because heaven never rewards selfish desire, it rewards surrendered faith. And your heart, my child, has been in the right place. Even in struggle, you remain generous. Even in lack, you still praised. And I took note. Every quiet act of obedience, every tear of frustration, every moment you resisted bitterness and chose belief, I counted it all. Archangel Michael says, I've been fighting on your behalf. Doors have been jammed. Resources delayed. Opportunities diverted. But now, by heaven's command, I declare, no more obstruction. The miracle you need is not something you have to chase. It's something that's chasing you. But there's a condition, you must receive it. Not with fear. Not with doubt, but with full expectation. You've seen too many closed doors. You've carried too many silent burdens. But now comes the shift. The weight that pressed you down is about to become the platform God lifts you up on. And this time, you won't have to explain how it happened. Because the answer will be so evident, no one can deny, it was divine. Heaven's treasury is not empty. God's timing is never off. And this is your moment. Don't walk away. Don't scroll past. Don't miss this window. Because the miracle was never delayed, it was just waiting for your heart to be ready. You may not feel it yet. You may not see it with your eyes. But heaven has already signed the release. The chains of financial stress that wrapped around your mind, your home, your dreams, they've been broken. Not by your effort, but by divine authority. Archangel Michael comes bearing a message of final confirmation. It's done. God says, I saw the nights you counted every coin. I saw the bills stacked higher than your peace. I saw you giving while silently praying for someone to give back. I watched as you balanced faith and fear like a tightrope, hoping for a breakthrough before you broke. And I could not remain silent. I could not watch you carry what was never yours to carry alone. So I stepped in. You've been surviving off faith. But now, you will live in favor. You've been managing just enough. But now, you will receive more than enough. This is not about sudden riches. This is about spiritual order. Because financial freedom is not just about money, it's about alignment. Peace in your spirit. Clarity in your decisions. Wisdom in your spending. Purpose in your provision. And God says, I'm not just releasing finances, I'm releasing freedom. Archangel Michael has stood guard over every promise spoken over your life. Every word of blessing that felt delayed, he's been defending it in the unseen realm. What looked like silence was actually a war in heaven being won in your favor. He says, the enemy tried to tangle you in cycles of not enough, of scarcity thinking, of shame around lack. But that's over now. The sword has been drawn. The battle has been won. Now, your hands will receive what your heart has carried in prayer. You don't have to explain this to anyone. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to convince the world that you deserve it. Heaven already approved it. And your only task now? Believe. The 48 hours aren't about fear, they're about focus. Because when a window like this opens, it requires your full attention. It's not about trying harder. It's about surrendering deeper. God says, let me be your provider. Let me show you that you were never forgotten. Let me flood your life with what you didn't even ask for, simply because I love you that much. The miracle is moving. The angels are releasing. And your freedom, your true, lasting, soul-deep freedom, is on the other side of this moment. You've waited long enough. It's your time now. What you're about to receive is not just compensation. It is restoration. This isn't heaven throwing coins at your struggle. This is heaven rebuilding what was stolen. God isn't blessing you because you were perfect, He's blessing you because you were persistent. You didn't fold under pressure. You didn't walk away when the weight was too heavy. And now He says, I will repay you for every season you stayed faithful while lacking everything. This money is not a prize for survival. It's a divine repair for what was broken. The years you lost because of wrong decisions, manipulative people, generational curses, He saw it all. The jobs you didn't get. The business that didn't work. The help that never came. The inheritance that was blocked. The peace that felt too far away. It wasn't just life being hard. It was the enemy trying to rob your lineage of its blessing. And now, God says, no more. Heaven is restoring not just what was lost, but what should have always been yours. The resources, the opportunities, the clarity, the guidance, the partnerships, the platform, the inner calm, and yes, the financial abundance to move freely, not fearfully. Because you were never meant to carry anxiety as a companion. You were meant to carry purpose as a torch. God is not simply giving you more money. He's giving you the ability to move through this world unburdened. He's returning the dignity that life's trials tried to strip from you. The voice that shame silenced. The dreams that struggle dimmed. He's reigniting your capacity to imagine again, to believe boldly again, to receive without apology. And the money? It's just the beginning. A sign of alignment. A sign that He's not done with your story. A sign that what was broken in your family ends with you. That the struggle stops here. That lack no longer lives here. That from this moment forward, you walk not in worry, but in witness. A witness to what God can do when someone refuses to stop believing. So don't call this a miracle of money. Call it what heaven calls it, restoration. This isn't just about what you're going to receive. This is about who you are becoming. When heaven releases provision, it doesn't just come to satisfy needs, it comes to elevate purpose. And God is saying right now, I'm blessing you because I can trust you. Not everyone can be trusted with abundance. But you didn't grow greedy in your waiting. You didn't become bitter in your silence. You didn't start manipulating when things took longer than expected. You stayed soft. You stayed faithful. You stayed open. And God watched every quiet act of obedience like seeds being planted in soil. Now the rain has come. Now the harvest begins. This blessing is not just for your comfort, it's for your calling. God doesn't give to those who hoard. He gives to those who heal. And your hands have been healing others even while they were empty. That's why He's filling them now. Because He knows you won't build towers of pride, you'll build bridges of hope. The people around you might not understand what's coming. They may see the outward signs of breakthrough, new doors opening, unexpected favor, financial peace, and they might call it luck. But you'll know the truth. You'll know it wasn't random. It was a result of walking through fire with your eyes still on God. You'll know it was purpose wrapped in pain, now unfolding in promise. Archangel Michael says, this blessing is generational. It won't stop with you. Your obedience is creating ripple effects in your bloodline. Cycles of lack are being shattered. Patterns of fear are being broken. You are becoming the turning point that someone before you prayed for but never lived to see. This money, this opportunity, this peace, it's not meant to isolate you. It's meant to position you. So you can walk back into the places that once rejected you, not with revenge, but with restoration. With wisdom. With grace. With a spirit so strong it can't be shaken, and a heart so pure it still chooses compassion. So stand tall. This isn't just your miracle. This is your mandate. You're not being blessed just to feel better. You're being blessed to bless others. To carry the light into the very darkness you escaped from. To show what God can do with someone who never gave up. To prove that provision isn't about who has the loudest voice, it's about who has the softest, most surrendered spirit. This is just the beginning. And heaven has only just started writing this chapter. You don't need to knock anymore. The door has already been opened. The favor you've been praying for is not just approaching, it's waiting for you to enter. You've been pacing outside too long, doubting if you're ready, if you're worthy, if the promise still stands. But God says, come in. This is your time. I've been waiting on you. You didn't miss your season. You didn't mess up your miracle. The delay wasn't denial, it was preparation. Heaven was aligning people, places, and timing that you couldn't see. And now, the invitation is clear: step into overflow. But overflow is more than abundance. It's more than money. It's the unexplainable peace when everything outside looks uncertain. It's the right people showing up without you chasing them. It's the clarity you prayed for in moments of confusion. It's open doors, not because you forced them, but because you trusted God enough to stop knocking where you weren't welcomed. God says, you've honored me in the hallway, now I will honor you in the breakthrough. You stayed faithful when there was no spotlight. You stayed humble when you had every reason to promote yourself. And now, the blessing won't just visit you, it will rest on you. It will follow you into rooms you never thought you'd enter. Into projects you never believed you'd finish. Into conversations where the right word, the right opportunity, the right connection will flow like it was always meant to. Archangel Michael stands beside the door. He's not pushing it open, because it's already wide. He's standing to guard it. To make sure that once you step through, nothing from your past follows you in. No shame. No doubt. No fear. No guilt. This is a new level. This is where you breathe differently. Walk differently. Think differently. Give differently. Live differently. Overflow doesn't mean life becomes easy. It means you become anchored. No longer tossed by bills, emotions, or opinions. You'll move with intention. Speak with clarity. Love with strength. And give without fear. Because you finally know, God is not a maybe. He is a provider. And He has chosen you for this moment. So take the step. Don't hesitate. Don't overthink it. Don't explain it away. You've waited long enough. Now, walk through the door. This didn't happen by accident. What's arriving in your life is not a random stroke of luck. It is the precise manifestation of what heaven had already written. Long before you ever cried over your bills. Long before you ever whispered prayers no one heard. Long before you ever felt small in rooms where others seemed powerful, God had already said, "This one is mine. I choose them." You are not standing in this moment by chance. You've been preserved by grace. You've been protected in storms others didn't survive. You've been strengthened in ways no one else could see. People saw your struggle, but they never saw the shield. They never saw the nights heaven wrapped itself around your soul while you silently begged for help. They didn't see the silent victories, the times you chose integrity over opportunity, peace over revenge, patience over proof. And now you're about to see why you had to wait. You're about to see that this blessing isn't about luck. It's about lineage. It's about legacy. It's about heaven making a statement through you. God is showing those around you that favor is not earned through perfection, it's revealed through persistence. Through a heart that kept choosing Him even when life didn't offer a reason to. Archangel Michael says, "You weren't picked because you were perfect. You were picked because you were ready. Ready to carry this next level with humility. Ready to walk in blessing without losing yourself. Ready to receive deeply so you can give widely. You weren't overlooked, you were reserved. And now, the wait ends. Not because you chased what was yours, but because you stood still long enough for it to find you. This isn't luck. This is lineage. This is legacy. This is the moment when you stop apologizing for being chosen, and start walking like it. You've cried enough in silence. You've carried enough storms in your chest while smiling in public. You've battled in your mind, in your emotions, in your private world, all while showing up like nothing is wrong. But now, God leans close and whispers, "The season of pain is over. What's coming next will not break you, it will bring you peace. You've already lived through the struggle that taught you who you are. You've already walked through betrayal that showed you who was never really with you. You've already surrendered dreams that weren't aligned with your purpose. And in doing so, you made room for peace. Not just quiet. Not just escape. True peace. The kind that comes from being seen fully and loved anyway. The kind that isn't shaken by bills, by opinions, by delay. The kind that lets you breathe deeply, not just because things are calm outside, but because there's finally calm within. God says, "I'm not just giving you blessings, I'm giving you rest. You will not have to fight every time you grow. You will not have to explain every time I promote you. You will not have to beg for what is already written with your name on it. This time, peace will be the signal of my presence. Archangel Michael stands not in battle, but in stillness. Not because the war is over, but because you've already won. The peace coming is not passive, it's powerful. It doesn't mean nothing will ever go wrong again. It means nothing will ever rule your spirit again. You won't live in reaction mode. You won't carry tension like it's normal. You won't second-guess your worth just because someone else couldn't see it. This peace is deeper than understanding. It is rooted in divine alignment. It is evidence that you've shifted. That your soul is no longer held hostage by what happened, who left, or what didn't work. This peace is the language of heaven saying, "You made it. And now, you're ready for what's next." So breathe. Not because the world is perfect, but because you've stopped expecting it to be. Now you walk in peace. Because peace is not where you arrive. Peace is who you've become. You thought this breakthrough was the end. But God smiles and says, "This is only the beginning." What you're feeling right now, the shift, the ease, the warmth in your spirit, it's not the conclusion of your journey. It's the launch. Heaven hasn't exhausted its blessings. It's just now unfolding what was always reserved for you. You've entered the season of more, not because you chased it, but because you grew into it. You evolved while you waited. You matured while others misjudged you. And now, God can trust you with more because you're not attached to the applause. You're anchored to purpose. This isn't about getting everything you want. It's about being ready for everything you were born to carry. God is not rewarding you for being good, He's aligning you because you're ready. And what's coming next won't require you to sacrifice your peace to maintain it. It won't drain your soul or confuse your identity. It will fit. Like destiny walking into the room and calling you by your true name. Archangel Michael says, "The next part of your journey will feel unfamiliar, but it will not be uncomfortable. You'll walk into spaces you've never seen, and somehow, they'll feel like home. That's because what's ahead was always yours. You just hadn't grown into the strength required to carry it, until now." God is saying, "I don't want to impress you. I want to transform you." That's why He didn't just hand you the promise at the beginning. He shaped your heart first. He let time refine you. He let resistance build your roots. And now, the fruit will come, full, ripe, and right on time. So don't stop here. Don't settle. Don't assume this is as good as it gets. The Spirit whispers softly, "There is more. There's always more." Don't fear it. Don't question it. Just walk in it. This is not your peak. This is not your limit. This is your launch. You've whispered for years, "God, when?" You've looked at calendars, watched the clock, compared timelines with others who seemed to get ahead faster. You thought the delay was divine silence. But now heaven speaks clearly, you weren't waiting on me. I was waiting on you. God wasn't punishing you with delay, He was protecting you with timing. He knew what you didn't. He saw what would have harmed you if it came too early. He watched as you tried to force things, only to return to Him in tears. But He never turned His back. He kept building around you, inside you, until the foundation could carry the weight of what's coming. You're not late. You're right on schedule. Because now your mind sees clearly. Your heart hears Him faster. Your soul doesn't panic like before. You no longer chase what looks good, you discern what feels aligned. And that was the preparation. You became what you once prayed for. Archangel Michael says, heaven has been fully prepared for your yes. The angels are not scrambling to create blessings, they're just waiting for your readiness to receive. Everything is in motion. The only missing piece was your full surrender. And now, as your spirit opens, the overflow begins. God says, I never forgot you. I never skipped you. I never changed my mind about you.